So today we're doing point slope form. On point slope form, we have y minus y1 equals mx minus x1, where m is the slope and x1 and y1 is a given point on the line. So our first example says given a slope and a point. The first thing we're going to do is we're going to label our point and our slope. Our point gets the label of x1, y1, and our slope is m. From here, we draw what I call the skeleton. It's the whole formula without these numbers plugged in. So we have y minus blank equals blank, parentheses x minus blank. From here, based on this, I know exactly what needs to be plugged in. Our first blank should be y1, so we find y1 and plug it in. Our next blank says m, so I'm going to find my m and I'm going to plug it in. Our last blank is x1, so we find it. Notice it's -2. The formula already has a negative sign. Anytime we do a double negative, we change it to a plus sign, so +2. This is point slope form. In our next one, example 2, we are given 2 points. So we have to label our 2 points, x1, y1, x2, y2. From there, we're going to use the slope formula. We have y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So from here, we're going to fill in our skeleton for this. Our first blank we know is y2, so we find y2 and plug it in. Our next blank is y1, find what we labeled y1, plug it in. From there on the bottom, x2, find x2, plug it in. x1, find it, plug it in. From here we simplify. -2 minus 12 is -14, over 6 minus 5 is 1. Simplify would just give us -14. This is our m value. So now we have everything labeled, we can plug into our skeleton. Y minus blank equals blank, parentheses x minus blank. Our first blank, if you remember from up here, is y1, so our y1 was 12. Equals, our next blank is m. We found m is -14. Then we have x minus x1, so our x1 is 5. We are done with point slope form. Okay. The last part of this, it wants us to rewrite this into slope-intercept form. Remember, slope-intercept is y equals mx plus b. So notice we are solving for y. On this one, we're going to have 2 steps. Our first step is to get rid of these parentheses, so we have to distribute. So we bring down our y minus 8 equals 1/4 x. Then we do 1/4 times 16. You can use the calculator for this. It will give you 4. Our second step is now to get the y by itself. The only thing with it is this minus 8, so we have to add 8 to both sides. On the right side, this is an 8 with no x, so we have to add it to the other constant, the 4. Those are going to 0. We bring down y equals, we didn't touch that, so we bring down 1/4 x. 4 plus 8 is 12. Slope-intercept form. All right, we'll finish the other half in our notes in class.